guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Okay, a lot of information to put out to you. The video I just uploaded is the house next door, okay? The owner met me, and we did a walkthrough, and you can see the condition of the place. It's in bad shape. Okay, let's get right down to it. Yesterday, I had this information. What I've got here is the official site map to both our properties, okay? Which I've had this on my property for the last 4 years. Got it from zoning and planning. So the only information I didn't have was what his property was really worth in the breakdowns, the value of the house, the value of the land, price per acre. You know, I had to find out exactly if he was telling me the truth. And unfortunately, he was telling me the truth. Okay, this is I know you can't see this, but this is a readout. I went to zoning and planning yesterday evening, and I had this information, but I didn't review it enough to understand it. So now I understand it. So here's the breakdowns and what's really going on over there. The primary owner of the land that has the house on it is the gentleman I met. Him, his sister, and his brother own 16.5 acres combined. The sister and the other brother didn't want to sell. They don't want to sell their land. Now, Orange County and all municipalities will come out and reassess the land every 4 to 5 years, which our reassessment's happening this year for 2021. So what's going on here, the reason why I bought my land so cheap is the rating on the land. There's a scale. They start from 0 and then they work in negative numbers. 0 being A, minus 10 being B, minus 20 being C, minus 40 or 30 being C. Yeah, 0 is A, minus 10 is B, minus 20 is C, minus 30 is D, and then minus 40 is F rating. And as you can tell, you go from perfect parcel of land, and they use a lot of considerations. Road frontage, access, road access. Is there a road? Is it dedicated to that land, or is it split property? Then the rating on the land and a bunch of other little formulas they use to assess the value of that particular land. The 28.8 acres beside me is rated a minus 30, okay? Because it technically does not have a road, and it's got very, very little road frontage, so all the land's in the back. The road that I have, we both share. So as far as the county is concerned, it's what they call mixed use access. So no one person owns the road. Multiple people own the road, or multiple properties share the road. That brings the rating down. So if you look at my road frontage, I've got 233 feet in the front, which is great, but I share a road, and then the property narrows out and goes down to a creek. Plus there was a bunch of trash on it. Plus it was overgrown and it looked like hell. But when I first came here, there was no road. It was just a mud hole coming up the driveway. There was really no driveway. I fixed all that. I made that. So they got me rated, my land is rated a minus 40, an F. That's the rating. So the price per acre is based on the rating. Now his is rated a minus 10, which is B rating, okay? So with that in mind, because he has a dedicated road, there's a house on it, he's got 5.19 acres, but the thing he did is he went in and had it reassessed, because the county in 2016 had his house rate the rating or the value of that house at $21,000. Well, he went in there and contested it. So they raised it up to $61,000 just for the house now. And he goes, oh, wait a minute, that's way too much. And then he went back in 2017, contested it again, and they brought the house down to $38,300. Okay? So as it sits right now, that house on the tax books is worth $38,300. The land itself, then you subtract $38,300 from $91,000 and you've got the value of the land. They got the land, each acre, valued at $10,300 an acre. Okay, and he's got 5.19. My land is on the books for $7,100 per acre. The land that just sold over here, because it has very little road frontage and it's a shared mixed road use, and half the land is going across the creek, so it's not usable. They've got that land at $5,300 an acre. So that's what they bought that 28.8 acres for $5,300 an acre. So to wrap this thing up, to give you an idea, like I said, I just met the owner. I gave him all this information. I said, what you did is you screwed yourself. Of course, I was kind to him. I didn't use those words. I said, you screwed yourself when you went in there and contested the value of the house. Now, the problem you're going to run into now is, let's say he sells the land. Okay, he sells this 5.19 acres. He's the only one that has a road. So what he'll do is, and I told this to him this way, I said, now you will screw your relatives because their land now becomes landlocked. No road access because you now own the only road going into the entire 16.5 acres. They would have to come out from the main road and cut in their own road to their own initial property. So that means they have to build two roads to go into two properties to be able to separate them out. And he goes, oh, damn. He goes, I didn't know that. And I said, well, I'm telling you that's the truth. And that's exactly what the county told me too. Now, I spent an hour yesterday down at the county tax assessor and land management and basically talked to one of their head guys. And he told me the truth. He goes, hey, this is the way we look at stuff. He contested the value. We had the house at $21,000. It's all it's worth, and it's not even really worth that. And we're going to reassess it again this year. But being that he wanted to, put it at $38,000, we honored that because we were getting more taxes for it. Okay, even though it was uninhabitable. Shame on the customer, shame on the the landowner for doing that. Okay, so I told him his best bet is to get with his relatives and sell the entire 16.5 acres as one parcel and devalue the house back down to 21, and then go ahead and adjust your price on the 16.5 acres to whatever you think that you want to get per acre. Being that you're already at 10.3, you're basically, and I'm not going to do the math in my head, but it's about $170,000. So for $170,000 or 16.5 acres with a house on it, that's, a piece of shit, and a road access, but it's got power, water, sewer, all that over there, and that would be the way to sell it. Because they're also landlocked too, because there's a creek on the backside, which is part of a state watershed, so no one can build behind them. And being that the whole road frontage would give them almost 800 foot of road frontage, no one can obviously build there either. So whoever decides to buy 16.5 acres with the house on it has a guarantee that no one can build on top of them, beside them, except I'm here, which I'm not going to, encroach upon that property because I'm already fenced off. But the whole point is that the deal for me is no-go. It's an absolute no-go. And the reason is because of that house. That house screwed everything up. Now, I would have gone in. Now, here's another thing. that the tax assessor said, or the land management people said, is being that they have the rating at -10, and the topography of his land, the road frontage, my road frontage, are almost identical footprints, that before April 1, I can go back down there to the county tax land assessment office and petition that -10 gets dropped down to -30, using the evidence of my land as a basis for the argument. Because if you got my same footprint, his same footprint, and the road frontage is almost identical, topography, slope, all that access, everything, then that land really should go down from 10.3 down to $7,100 an acre. Then that 5 acres over there should be worth $35,000. That would be a doable deal. That would be workable. That would be something to look at. Unfortunately, you take a gamble with the county to basically say, okay, I want you guys to depreciate that land based on the depreciated state of mind. Now, here's something, and I need you guys to follow me on this. And Amos Snow, I know you always have a good opinion on everything, and I always listen to you too, and a bunch of the rest of you guys out there. You know I listen to your opinions about everything. And that's the reason I'm doing this video series on this land over here, because I think it's valuable information for the rest of you when you go out and get ready to go buy some land, whether it has a house on it, don't have a house on it, it's just raw land. You got to know what the hell's going on. You really need to get your information, and you can get all that information either online, or you can go right down to the municipal building and have them print you out anything you want, because it's public record. Okay, so now I have, after being out here 5 years, I have a real grasp of what's going on out here on this land here from this original family. So the one brother screwed himself when he raised the value of his property and his land. They automatically reassessed it. Oh, we're going to get more money? We're going to get more taxes? Sure, we'll do that. But the other flip side of the coin is that if I went in there, bought the land, let's say I agreed upon it, bulldozed the house down, and this guy, the guy at the land assessor told me this, I could bulldoze that house, flatten it out, clear up all the debris, and then go back and refile on that land to devalue the land and take the 38.5 off the tax books, because now the house doesn't exist anymore. Okay, it's set up for a house, but there is no house. Okay, so that was another angle that I could do this whole thing and play it. But when you start playing those kind of odds, it's like going to Vegas. You can get a good hand, then all of a sudden you can be dealt a really bad, shitty hand. And I don't want to take a chance on buying that land, tearing that house down, filing before April to get a reassessment done, and then hope to God that they accept it. So there's too many wild cards out there on this one. So I'm going to be just happy with my F rating on my shitty piece of 4 acres that I'm living on that only costs me $357 a year. So that's $35 a month. And here's some more information. They have a satellite view of my compound. They got the little house, the shipping container, they got the building and everything, because they're doing this reassessment already for next year. And they've got my little house, the shipping container, this building here that I just built, the lean-to for the equipment, all of it's valued only at $10,000. And you think I'm gonna be stupid and go in there and say, oh no, that's not enough. I need you to up the value of my little house to $30,000. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm not gonna do that. In fact, I'm not gonna even touch. In fact, I'm glad I'm not messing with this over here, because I'll tell you what will end up happening. It'll sit for a while. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna sit for a while because of that house. That house there is a sore thumb in this whole thing. So the land will be attractive. There's no doubt about that. There'll somebody definitely come out here and look at 16.5 acres. But the problem is on record that this 28 over here just sold for, was valued at 147. So you're trying to ask, 170, 180, 190 for 16.5. You'll get a lot of red flags and people go, oh, but not many people are educated enough or they have the right information enough to understand exactly how each parcel is evaluated. So with that in mind, hopefully this video is giving you guys a lot of information. Be very, very careful when you're purchasing land because what people do in the past when it comes to assessments can really screw over the future owner if they don't know what happened. Like I said, he went in 2016 and he should have just left that alone. He should have left that house at $21,000 and he would be in much better shape today because now he has to figure out how to get that house value out of there, or because anybody who buys the land is going to see that the house is on the books for $38,000. And that's what they're going to be paying taxes on, that piece of shit over there. Okay? So there you go. Unless he contests it before April, and they sell the land this year to get that house back. I told him this, that he needs to do that. He needs to contest it again and bring it back down to 21, the original value in 2016. And then go ahead and get together with his siblings and sell that property over there as one parcel. Okay, guys, again, hopefully this has been some great information for you. We got a crap load of rain coming in. I actually put a tarp on this building. It's still leaking. I got a leak in this corner somewhere. I got to figure out where it's coming in at. It's messing up my interior, but that ain't no big deal. This is nothing but a shed, so it's not a big deal. But like I said, we got a crap load of rain coming in. I've already got a email into the hospital system and my other industrial contracts to try to renew everything for March 1 because that whole cycle of contracts is coming back up. So what I decided to do, I just did a bunch of small jobs over the last 9 days. Made about $1,500. And right now, I got some downtime because for the next, like I said, 4 or 5 days, we're going to have some serious ass rain. They're predicting 8 to 10 inches of rain over the next 5 days. So I got to go button a few things up around here. And for all you other folks that have commented about that land over there, I would forget it because it's not worth the nightmare that you will definitely go through to try to do reassessments and then try to deal with that house, which is not worth dealing with, to be honest with you. If you have the time and money and you got nothing else better to do, yeah, that house could be fixed, but it would cost $30,000 to do it. It's not worth it. Because if you have that house at $38,000 and you put $30,000, now you got a $70,000 house. Hell, you could buy a brand new mobile home for that. So I wouldn't do it. It's a lost cause as far as I'm concerned. But I appreciate everybody who's commented on this video series. And again, use your brain. Think before you buy. Y'all have a blessed day. Leave those comments, subscribe, thumbs up, share, like, hit that, and smash that bell for future notifications. You know me, I'm Tom, out of here. Just giving you more good advice on how to purchase off-grid land. Y'all stay blessed and stay safe.